In the light heavyweight division, a remarkable recovery unfolds. Once a chaotic battleground, it now boasts a formidable champion and a past title holder who never truly fell, both eager to assert their dominance. UFC 300 shines its spotlight on two deserving titans. Alex Pereira,
he's just so different than anybody else. The man can put people's lights out.
a dual force in MMA and kickboxing, whose knockout prowess sets him apart, defends his crown against Jamal Hill,
And I still feel I'm the champion.
a fighter with an undisputed right to be called a champion. In the women's MMA sphere, the Strawweight Championship sees the pound-for-pound phenom Weili Zhang clashing with Xiaonan. This historic encounter marks the first time two Chinese athletes have faced for a world title in the division.
This is the first time two Chinese contenders have faced off for a world title.
The event also hosts a riveting lightweight tournament determining the next top contender. In a display of sheer audacity, Max Holloway steps into the octagon against the BMF champion Justin Gaethje.
Gaethje, you don't want to wait around. We could do one. We could do one for the fans,
A bout that promises to thrill fans. At the heart of the lightweight category, Charles Oliveira, a rising star, faces off against Arman Tsarukyan with eyes firmly set on a title opportunity. These fighters bring unmatched intensity to the ring. And then Bo Nickel, under the brightest lights of his career yet, prepares for another formidable challenge. Although it's not a main card event, UFC 300 is committed to no sideshows. Only true gripping battles fit the grandeur of this milestone event. With a mix of popularity, entertainment, intrigue, and almost certain high-octane action, this card has something for every fight enthusiast. 5 compelling bouts line up, and I'm here for every moment of it. Charles Oliveira versus Arman Tsarukyan. In the main card of UFC 300, a pivotal clash in the lightweight division unfolds, with Charles Oliveira, a veteran titan of the sport, facing off against a dynamic newcomer, Arman Tsarukyan.
As we look at UFC 300, Charles and Arman are obviously going to fight each other. Who do you think wins it?
This bout marks the culmination of an intense period at 155 pounds, where the old guard and the new blood have fiercely collided. As the chapter closes at UFC 300, we witness the seasoned Oliveira, arguably the best of his era, meet the rising star Tsarukyan in a definitive showdown. Since 2018, Oliveira's journey has been near flawless, cutting through the lightweight ranks and eventually ascending to champion. His title defenses against names like Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje cemented his status among lightweight legends. However, his winning streak met a halt at UFC 280 against Islam Makhachev. Yet, this was far from the end for Dubronx. He bounced back, overpowering Beneil Dariush, reigniting talks of a rematch with Islam.
Charles versus Islam Makhachev 2 in Abu Dhabi a year later. That's kind of what sounds like Dana's planning.
Initially set for UFC 294, Oliveira withdrew due to injury, now finding himself in a position to reclaim his shot, this time through a victory over Tsarukyan.
I'm leaning towards Arman because it's a 3-round fight, I believe, right? Yeah, because it's a 3-round fight, I think Arman, I think he's going to win the early rounds. And then, I don't know, if Charles wins, it'll be more later on.
Tsarukyan's UFC debut was a tough initiation, pitted against Islam Makhachev. Despite not securing a win, his performance was commendable. He wasn't easily dominated like others before him, with just one loss in the UFC to Matus Kamrot. Tsarukyan has proved his mettle, especially with a knockout victory over Dariush, positioning him as the most formidable of the new contenders.
Конечно же, цель сейчас на данный момент это стать чемпионом UFC.
Tsarukyan's prowess on the ground is a key factor, one of the few who challenge Oliveira in this domain.
How do you have 20 submissions? How do you submit 20 of the most dangerous people in the world?
Oliveira's defeat to Islam came through a relentless ground game, a strategy Tsarukyan might find hard to emulate given his lesser defensive awareness in stand-up combat. Against the aggressive fighter like Oliveira, Tsarukyan will need to be constantly vigilant.
Why are you going to be victorious, and why is it Arman Tsarukyan's time to shine and get that title shot next?
Because I'm the best on this division, and I'm gonna show everybody in the UFC 300 I'm the best.
Oliveira, while not possessing the sturdiest chin, overwhelms most opponents with his lethal striking and relentless pressure, often finishing fights decisively.
Certeza, ele tem que ser cara confiante, como todo mundo tem que ser confiante. Mas de verdade, como eu falei, ele cara que merece todo o respeito do mundo, mas eu não tenho preocupado com aquilo que ele tá falando, o que ele acha.
Tsarukyan has proven his skill, but at UFC 300, he faces a test of durability and heart against one of the division's most dangerous fighters.
Well-rounded fighter, you know, I can do everything. So grappling, I can strike, I can do whatever he wants. So that's why I'm confident. And
this match isn't just about deciding the next contender. It's a test of legacy against potential, experience against ambition, as these two warriors vie for supremacy in the lightweight division. And with another significant lightweight battle on the card, UFC 300 is set to be a pivotal moment for the division's future. Max Holloway versus Justin Gaethje. In 2024, Justin Gaethje stands as the undisputed #1 contender in the lightweight division, defying time and damage with unwavering resilience. Following a second title fight setback, Gaethje bounced back spectacularly, first defeating the rising Rafael Fiziev, then spectacularly knocking out the seasoned Dustin Poirier.
Maybe call luck. I'm down with it.
Well, Justin, enjoy this. I can't wait to see you fight for the title again. Congratulations, sir. Justin Gaethje!
By conquering Poirier, Gaethje not only claimed the BMF title, but also secured a future shot at the championship belt. Yet, for UFC 300, Gaethje puts everything on the line. His BMF title and his championship opportunity against an opponent revered by fans worldwide, the indomitable Max Holloway.
This is a huge fight, you know. Like I said, I'm all about building legacies, and to be able to be a part of a big crowd, a big card in like UFC 300, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be amazing.
Known for his endless cardio and undefying chin, this matchup poses a significant risk for Holloway, not just in terms of rankings, but more crucially his health and safety. Holloway's last foray into the lightweight division was in 2019 against Dustin Poirier, where the power disparity was glaringly evident. Despite this setback, Holloway is moving up in weight again, seemingly better prepared and physically adapted for the challenge this time.
Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje, guys, let's start with this. Who do you got? I mean, start with that.
In their initial face-off, Holloway doesn't appear undersized compared to Gaethje, indicating a more effective approach to gaining weight, perhaps.
Poirier fight was on short notice, so we didn't have a whole lot of time to actually add muscle. So a lot of the weight that he went into the fight with was not good weight.
While Holloway's superior endurance is a given, the critical question remains: can he withstand Gaethje's onslaught to make it to the later rounds?
I'm not sure, but I will go with Gaethje because of the weight.
Gaethje possesses a genuine threat to Holloway's legendary toughness.
Gaethje is just too much. Too big, too strong, too used to the weight class, too gritty.
As one of MMA's finest strikers, Gaethje will likely put Holloway through an early torment. However, if there's someone who can endure and ultimately outpace Gaethje, Holloway is your man. Typically, the smaller fighter is more technical, but Gaethje's striking prowess levels the playing field.
Max is taller than Justin, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's got a big build. He's a good size 55er. The massive 45er, good size 55er.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna be a very, very competitive fight.
Holloway faces an uphill battle, especially in the initial rounds. Yet, if anyone can turn the tide against a fighter of Gaethje's caliber, it's Holloway. The question hanging in the air is whether Holloway's exceptional talent is sufficient to triumph over Gaethje, the lightweights division's formidable god of war. UFC 300 will be the proving ground for this highly anticipated showdown. Weili Zhang versus Xiaonan.
Why is this such a badass fight? Let me tell you why.
In a pivotal fight at UFC 300, strawweight champion Weili Zhang faces Xiaonan in a highly anticipated co-main event. Originally cited for China, the decision to include this championship bout in UFC 300 demonstrates the organization's commitment to showcasing top-tier fights in the landmark event.
5 years later, we will see history being made again as Weili Zhang faces #1 contender Xiaonan for the UFC strawweight title on UFC 300.
Following Amanda Nunes' retirement, Zhang stands as the zenith of women's MMA. Her journey back to the title is a testament to resilience and skill. After a disappointing second loss to Rose Namajunas, Zhang's prospects of regaining the championship seem bleak. However, with Namajunas' departure from the division following a loss to Carlos Esparza, Zhang seized the opportunity. She reclaimed the title from Esparza and then impressively defended it against Amanda Lemos.
Weili Zhang has 19 finishes and 24 wins. That's an 80% finish rate. She is tied for second most title wins in strawweight history.
On the contender side, Xiaonan made a statement by decisively defeating Jessica Andrade in just 2 minutes, solidifying her status as the next challenger for the strawweight title.
This fight will be a stand-up battle.
希望是战力，但是我觉得他会做出调整和改。
Despite Weili being the favorite, this match is far from a foregone conclusion. Typically, Zhang outmatches her opponents in athleticism, but Yan holds an advantage in speed. Her agility and striking prowess pose a unique challenge to Zhang, who, despite her talents, has shown vulnerabilities in past bouts. While grappling and wrestling could be alternative strategies for Zhang, the magnitude of UFC 300 and the significance of this fight likely points towards a predominantly stand-up battle. Both fighters are expected to showcase their striking skills, reinforcing the notion that women's MMA rightfully belongs on such a prominent stage. This matchup promises not only to be a technical display, but also an affirmation of the depth and talent in women's mixed martial arts. Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill.
These two guys, all right, no way that fight sucks.
In the grand finale of UFC 300, the lightweight heavyweight championship is on the line as the newly minted champion Alex Pereira puts his title up against the formidable ex-champion Jamal Hill, who had to give up his title due to a ruptured Achilles.
Oh, I love it. Pereira versus Hill. There's a backstory to it. Glover Teixeira, the coach of Pereira, got a really great fight with Hill back in the day, so it's fun to see this come full circle. There's a story behind it. I think it's a fantastic matchup.
This matchup is a fresh chapter in a division that has seen its fair share of chaos. Rewinding to the turmoil in the division, it all began with Yuri Prochazka relinquishing his title due to a severe shoulder injury.
Thank you for your messages. I have to say sorry to Glover. That's life.
This vacuum led to a drawn battle between Jan Blachowicz and Magomed Ankalaev at UFC 282, which left Dana White visibly frustrated. This paved the way for Jamal Hill's remarkable rise.
You do Glover versus Jamal Hill in Brazil.
Is that done?
Done.
As he clinched the championship by defeating Glover Teixeira at UFC 283. However, the division's stability was short-lived as Hill himself had to vacate the title due to an injury, throwing the lightweight heavyweight category back into disarray. But luckily, during this time, a new contender emerged with his move up from the 185-pound division, Alex Pereira.
He'll cause problems at 205, and good luck to everybody else, because he's a mother to deal with, I'll tell you that.
Riding high on his popularity and rivalry with Israel Adesanya, his popularity put him in prime position. A single victory over Jan Blachowicz was all that would be needed for Pereira to enter the title picture.
Listening to an executive, Yuri Prochazka is the name on the tip of their tongue. I believe the title fight will be built around.
Pereira's face-off against the returning Yuri Prochazka at UFC 295 in Madison Square Garden was decisive. No draws, just a clear TKO victory for Pereira, crowning him the double champion unbelievably in just under 10 UFC fights. With Ankalaev shining in his victory over Johnny Walker and Khamzat Chimaev eagerly seeking a title shot. The title matchup path was unclear. The UFC had to craft a compelling bout for UFC 300. The result? Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill, a matchup not many predicted, but one that promises to be a thriller. Pereira's striking prowess is legendary. Facing him is a risk for anyone. However, Jamal Hill isn't just any opponent. With solid boxing skills, strategic movement, and his own knockout power, Hill presents a genuine challenge to Pereira. He won't recklessly charge into Pereira's deadly left hook.
That left hook is nasty.
It's brutal.
Instead, he'll approach with caution, yet remain a serious threat. Pereira's experience as a kickboxer is a significant factor.
You think Pereira can be that long-reigning champion? Or, I mean, with Jamal Hill and all those guys out there, they're all so good and so close.
He's not just about landing punches. He's adept at setting traps and crippling opponents with leg kicks. Hill, fresh from surgery, will need to withstand these assaults to maintain his stance in the fight. Both fighters have eschewed the ground game in favor of stand-up warfare. Pereira rules in kickboxing, but Hill, fueled by the desire to make a statement, is determined to showcase his striking capabilities and aim for a knockout.
Talking about striking.
Oh, you gonna knock him out?
Yeah, bro. I gotta knock. I gotta shut him down at what he does the best and put him to sleep.
There's an unspoken tension between these two warriors, further fueled by Hill's victory over Glover Teixeira, Pereira's training partner and mentor.
I don't think he's as fast as I am. I don't think he's used to the type of fight that I bring and the type of style that I bring.
Expect a showdown akin to Pereira's bout with Jiří Procházka at MSG. Intense, focused, and charged with unspoken rivalry.
But then every round starts on the feet, like you said.
And every round he's gonna chop that calf.
And he'll beat you up until eventually he gets you.
By the end of UFC 300, the light heavyweight division's tumultuous phase should close, crowning a definitive king of the 205-pound category. This battle isn't just about defending or claiming a title. It's about ending the division's instability and stepping up as the undisputed light heavyweight champion. As the dust settles towards UFC 300, a night teeming with epic showdowns and championship stakes, several questions linger around these monumental battles. Can Jamal Hill defy the odds and cement his legacy by taking down the formidable Alex Pereira?
So you really just don't understand the threat that I am or the challenge that really is in front of you.
Will Charles Oliveira reclaim his position at the pinnacle of the lightweight division?
I never looked at UFC 300 as a microcosm or possibly even a little finals bracket in the lightweight division, but it appears to be that.
Does Max Holloway have what it takes to outlast and overcome Justin Gaethje, or will Gaethje's striking prowess prove too much for the featherweight great? Can Xiaonan harness her speed and agility to dethrone the dominant Weili Zhang?
Her last fight was the most dominant statistical win ever in UFC women's history.
The echoes of this night will resonate in the halls of MMA history, leaving us eagerly anticipating what the future holds for these exceptional athletes and the ever-evolving landscape of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down low, and I'll catch you in the next one.